Let's be honest, when most people hear the word networking, their stomachs drop. They think awkward small talk, fake smiles, spraying business cards around the room, and then walking away wondering if anything is ever going to come from it. But networking doesn't have to feel awkward. In fact, it can feel natural and fun and incredibly powerful when we shift our mindset from selling ourselves to building connections. And that's what we're talking about on today's video is how to network as a photographer that not only feels authentic, but also brings paying clients. Stick with me until the end, where I'll be sharing my number one approach, the one strategy that has consistently brought me new clients. I did this for 8 years. Trust me, you're going to want this one in your toolkit. Here's the problem. A lot of photographers hear the word networking and think it means going to some big group meeting, handing out a stack of business cards, trying to sell them on their service, and then hoping someone calls. Trust me, been there, done that. It doesn't work. The truth? Networking isn't about how many cards you hand out. It's about how many people remember you after the conversation. Because if they don't remember you, they're not going to think of you when they or someone they know needs a photographer. So the goal isn't to collect contacts. It's to make real connections that stick. Here is a true story. When I first started out, I went to every networking event in town. I passed out cards like confetti. And guess what? No one called. So what changed everything? I stopped the pitch and started a conversation. I focused on asking questions and sharing helpful ideas and genuinely caring about the person in front of me. Here's an exercise for you. Write down one sentence about what you do as a photographer and then rewrite it to what you help people achieve. For example, instead of, I do boudoir photography, say, I help women feel confident and beautiful in their own skin. That difference changes the conversation. Here is a pro tip. The key to networking is making the other person feel seen. So if you can walk away from a conversation with them saying, wow, she really listened. You nailed it. Quick question. What is the hardest part about networking for you? Drop it in the comments. I love reading your answers because it helps me plan future videos. A lot of photographers think that they need to be at every big networking event in town. The weekly breakfasts, the happy hours, the giant mixers, but those rooms can feel really overwhelming. And if you're not intentional, you're going to walk out with a stack of business cards and no real connections. The goal isn't to be in every group. Find one or two that actually make the most sense for you. If you shoot weddings, go to where the brides are. If you shoot branding, show up in rooms full of business owners. And if you shoot portraits and boudoir, you might find better connections in women's circles or empowerment events. So instead of spreading yourself thin, choose the groups that actually bring you closer to your dream clients, and then commit to showing up consistently. That's when networking starts to pay off. Now let's pause here for a second because I know some of you are already thinking, but Bethany, these big networking groups overwhelm me, and I get it. Walking into a room full of people and trying to make small talk with 20 strangers, it can feel like a lot. Here's the good news. You don't have to do it that way. You don't have to stand in front of a crowd or pass out cards at a big event. Instead, ask for a one-on-one coffee date. Seriously, just say, hey, I'd like to learn more about you. Would you like to grab coffee sometime? Those one-on-one connections are so much easier to manage, and they let you connect on a more personal level. Now, will it take longer to build up a network? Sure. You'll meet fewer people at once, but the connections you do make will be stronger, more genuine, and way more likely to turn into actual referrals or bookings. Here's a true story. One of my best clients came from a Mary Kay event I held at my studio. We didn't even talk business. I just asked her about herself. And that one personal conversation led to her booking me and sending me multiple referrals. Here's a mini exercise. After this video, list 3 places where your dream clients actually spend time, either online or offline. Those are the only places you need to focus on. Here's a pro tip. If you're an introvert, set a goal for 1 new coffee date a week. By the end of the year, that will be 50 meaningful connections, and trust me, that is far more powerful than a stack of business cards from people you barely remember. If you're wondering how to identify with your dream client more clearly, go watch this video. I'll drop it into the description below. Your intro is everything. It's what makes people remember you or forget you 2 seconds later. So let's play this out. You're at a networking event and someone approaches you and asks, "So what do you do?" And you say, "I'm a photographer." And that's it. The conversation ended before it even began. They might smile, nod politely, but then they're on to the next person. Now let's flip it. Same situation, only this time you say, "I help women feel confident and beautiful in their own skin." Or, "I help businesses elevate their brand with professional headshots." See the difference? One answer closes the door while the other one opens it, and now they're curious. They might even say, "Oh wow, can you tell me more about that?" And that's the power of a benefit-driven intro. It takes you from being just another photographer to someone who helps solve a problem or creates an experience that matters to them. That's what makes you memorable. Here's a pro tip. Practice your intro until it feels comfortable. Stand in front of a mirror, put a smile on your face, and say it over and over again until it feels genuine. Look, networking isn't improv night. You need a well-practiced line ready to go. So the next time someone approaches you at a networking event, you can confidently tell them what you do without feeling like you're being put on the spot. Drop your networking intro into the comments below. I'll even give feedback on a few of them. Another mistake I see photographers make is this. They meet someone once, have a nice chat, and then disappear. No follow-up, no connection, nothing. And honestly, that's where most opportunity is lost. The point of networking doesn't end at the event. It actually starts after the event. So what do? Within a day or two, send a quick follow-up and mention something specific that you talked about so it doesn't sound generic. The secret sauce is adding value. Maybe you share a resource with them or connect them with someone else, or even inviting them to coffee. That little extra step takes you from someone they met once to someone they actually want to stay in touch with. Here's an example. "Hi, Sarah. It was so much fun chatting about our mutual love of books. If you'd like to meet for coffee sometime, I'd love to hear what you've been reading lately. You also mentioned you've been looking for new branding ideas. I just came across an article on personal branding that made me think of you. Want me to send it over?" That tiny gesture isn't about selling. It's about being helpful and top of mind. That's the kind of connection that leads to bookings without ever feeling pushy. Here's a pro tip. Your follow-up should never sound like a template. Always make it personal. I want to hear from you. What's your go-to follow-up move? Drop it in the comments. Your ideas might inspire other photographers watching this. Networking doesn't happen in a single conversation. Real results come from consistency and building trust over time. So how do you stay visible after that first meeting? Small things make all the difference. Comment on their posts so they see your name pop up now and then. Send a quick check-in message, nothing salesy, just, "Hey, how's that project going?" Share their business with your own network if you know someone who could use their services. Tag their business on social media if you see someone asking for referrals. And don't forget to celebrate their wins. If they post about a promotion, a new product, or even something personal, be the person who cheers them on. Those touches might feel small, but together they add up. And that's what keeps you top of mind when they're ready to hire a photographer. Here's a true story. I once referred a wedding planner to one of my brides before she ever referred me. And months later, she booked her branding session and sent me 3 referrals. That's the long game. Here is a pro tip. Always ask yourself, how can I help this person first? Networking is a boomerang. It always comes back around. As promised, here is my #1 networking strategy: hosting your own event. If you haven't found the right networking group to join, create it. It doesn't have to be complicated. It could be a simple headshot day, or a women's brunch, or even a Mary Kay makeover party. When you're the one creating the room, you instantly become the connector. And that's when people start seeing you as the go-to photographer in your community. Hosting a Mary Kay makeover party at my studio is a win-win for everyone involved. It gives Mary Kay consultants the perfect opportunity to connect with new clients, showcase their products in a fun and interactive way, and grow their sales director team by building lasting relationships. At the same time, it introduces fresh faces to my studio where I can share the different photography sessions I offer and educate guests on the unique experiences I provide. To make it even more special, I give attendees a gift voucher, which not only encourages them to come back, but also helps build a bridge between the beauty and photography worlds, creating lasting value for both of our businesses. And if you're curious about how to put together your own Mary Kay style event, I created a course that walks you step by step through organizing parties like this. There are 4 modules with 3 to 5 lessons in each, along with a downloadable check-in spreadsheet that you can use to sign guests in during your party. I'll drop the link in the description so you can check it out after this video. If this video gave you new ideas, give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe, because my next video is about how to market your photography without social media. I'll give you strategies on how you can book clients without chasing the likes and followers. See you next time.